So the sandbox sucks, completely, and I'm going to tell you all my ideas for dealing with it, because it sucks. And I hate it, and I hate Bygones. However, to deal with said sandbox, I need to actually explain what the problem with it is first, so I'm going to do that. However, if you don't want to hear me yap about why I think certain guns are meta outliers and causing issues with everything, just skip to the timestamp on screen. Okay, Bygones, the primary outlier, is a 390 RPM pulse rifle, which usually isn't an issue, but Bygones has access to a perk which removes its main disadvantage of being a free burst and being the slowest free burst in the game, or worse, being a perk that is essentially active during the neutral game, because its activation cost is just that easy. That perk is High Ground, which grants a damage buff upon either damaging a target from 1 meter above them or killing them. So, very easy activation cost. This perk has been nerfed as it's a bit broken, I would say, and is currently disabled due to the nerf not actually being applied. However, if the nerfed version is mutually less than a 5% damage buff, it'll still 2-burst up to 10-9 resilience for 229 total damage, at a max range of 37.9 meters and a minimum of 33.3 meters, with a decent roll of the thing having between 60 to 80 range and 60 to 70 stability. So I would argue that Bygones is a bit of a problem in the sandbox, as even the next two problems being 120 hand cannons and 340 pulses are not really able to compete with it in most situations. Going on to those weapon archetypes, 340 pulses are the slowest, hardest hitting pulse rifles, which will 2-burst for a 0.67 time to kill, being slightly lower than high ground Bygones, but doing it without the perk and therefore allowing you to play any way you wish without being tethered to certain spots of the map, and or getting a kill first for that good time to kill. And since you aren't running high ground, you're allowed to run damage perks with them, such as Kill Clip for the extra forgiveness and range, or Desperado for a quicker time to kill that does beat out Bygones at a 0.55 over a 0.6. Hitseeker is also good now, as it brings back the 5-head 1-body 340s had prior to the season, and in some cases you're also able to run a second quality of life perk or usability perk, instead of just a damage perk, as pulses like Relentless have access to Slice and Zen Moments, for example. The main issue with 340s is the 0.67 base time to kill and 340's jack stats, as they not only kill faster than all longer range weaponry, they can also peak shot due to their free burst and hard-hitting nature, and all recent 340 pulse rifles can hit around the 80 to 90 range mark without sacrifice, alongside 50 to 60 stability, which, considering the excess of range, can be easily increased to the 60 to 70 area without much cost to range. And in the case of Elsie's rifle, you can get 65 stability and 85 range alongside Zen Moments for a further boost to recoil control and flinch, and a ballistics mod to get better than exotic stat levels, which I think is kind of absurd for a legendary weapon. The juiced stats are also transferred over to 120 RPM hand cannons, where they have a 1 second time to kill but have a minimum of about 35 meters of range and a maximum of 40 meters of range. And since they deal over 90 damage per shot and are therefore amazing peak shot tools, it completely counteracts the incredibly long time to kill. They also now have the ability to 2-shot players again via using Kill Clip, breaking the super long time to kill, slightly balancing out everything else, and Precision Instrument can be used to further extend your range past its limits, allowing you to just spec into handling and stability instead of range completely, as getting 70 to 80 range is more than enough on a 120 hand cannon, and can easily be achieved with just a range masterwork and accurized, which most of them end up having, and if they don't, they most likely have ricochet rounds instead, which is just better than accurized as it gives a further stability benefit. Criminal's Dagger, for example, has probably the worst base stats out of all the main 120s. However, it has Slideways, which was buffed this season to be reproccable in Slide, and unlike Slide Shot, doesn't get removed upon shooting. So you can run around with Fluid, Accurized, Range Masterwork, Slideways, and Precision Instrument, to have better range, stability, handling, damage, and or flinch resistance than most if not all 140 hand cannons, as you will have 80 range, 61 stability, and 71 handling, when Rose, the current best 140 at best, has 95 range, 82 stability, and 65 handling. which whilst Rose has better stats, technically, 95 range is comparable to about 70 on E120, and 61 stability on criminals is far more impactful than the 82 on Rose. So with that all in mind, and my explanation for why I believe these are outliers, I will now go over with the options I believe should be able to counter these. I must add, however, that some of the options I am going to give are not what I'd exactly call meta weapons, and are mainly for countering the options above, as opposed to just being lead game winning weaponry that something like Bygones is. So first pick are bows. Bows are quite good as long as you can hit your target consistently and are great for peeking. The only real issue is their lack of usability in closer range. However, considering everyone is in the long to mid range, this is much less of an issue as one would think currently, and you can run an SMG or a sidearm with it, as they can be used almost as a replacement for snipers, considering their range is effectively infinite. Their ability to 2-tap body again this act is worth knowing as well, as it makes them far easier to use and is good with the flinch you take from pauses and 120s. Alongside, I believe, allowing you to hit the target in the body and then melee for a kill on Titan. Though that is not something I have actually tried, it is just that I've had that done to me on more than one occasion, and if that is the case, it does allow for some close range usability without having to switch to an alternate weapon, and is also useful for knockout Titans and the Diamond Lance Radiant generators they are. The main ones I would suggest getting are the raid bows, as they are probably the best and easiest to get ones, mainly due to being craftable. Crude Redemption can get Archer's Tempo and have a Firefly, Kinetic Tremors, or Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf is great for the extra aim assist granting you 90 aim assist on a bow, and some AE which will allow you to move around a bit more and be less predictable for pulse users, also stopping high ground from brocking. AE is less useful on bows though, as I don't believe it actually affects the accuracy, but it should affect the aim assist a bit. Kinetic Tremors and Fireflies serve the same purpose of being ad clip bugs, which one might question as to why I'm suggesting that in a PvP video, but ad clip bugs are quite useful for dismantling team shooting, which is incredibly common in this type of meta. Firefly deals 20 more damage than Kinetic Tremors and will proc on kill compared to Kinetic Tremors. However, Kinetic Tremors will proc on hits, and you only need 2 hits on a bow with Enhanced Kinetic Tremors to actually proc the perk. And the shockwaves from Kinetic Tremors will get attached to the player in a slightly larger radius than Firefly, therefore kinda just making it better really. On announcements, the Salvation's Edge raid bow mainly just has hipfire grip and Archer's Gambit, very lightning fast hipfire build, but considering this is more aimed at trials for once, Archer's a moving target or Vodshot is going to just be better on it. And if you want something more similar to a crude at the cost of not being craftable, Point of the Stack is currently available in the Iron Banner focusing, and can get Archer's Tempo and Dragonfly, which deals 95 damage on PvP on kill. So if you have Radiant for example, you can get a Dragonfly kill and then instantly kill the person next to them due to the damage dealt. As a secondary to your bow, in case someone actually does get close, sidearms are probably better than SMGs currently. Whilst being harder to use and with less range, people are either across the map or in your face with a fusion or shotgun, so that mid-range that SMGs provide isn't worth it over the time to kill of a sidearm which could save you, alongside them not being really affected by AE like bows. So you can take fusions and shotgunners by surprise, from them not expecting you to actually literally be in the sky. Main options will be found in the kinetic slot. Buzzard with Pulse Monitor and Rangefinder is my personal main choice of sidearm with a 4-head for a 0.6 time to kill. However, that 4-head does make it harder to use for a optimal time to kill. It does pair nicely with the bow though, having good range and buffs both the handling of the sidearm and the bow, making it a proper backup. Michael's Reverence is my second choice for a sidearm, as it is basically just an SMG in the form of a sidearm. Especially with Perpetual Motion, as with Ricochet and Perpetual Motion you can easily get yourself 100 stability, which makes it very easy to control its recoil. And with Paracausal Affinity it'll go from a 0.676 head kill to a 0.53 5-head kill. Michael's basically being an SMG is also the sidearm I feel is most usable on keyboard and mouse. Next to our next option, Empirical Evidence, being another fairly usable sidearm on keyboard and mouse. And its main thing is Adagio, which makes it go from a 0.735 head kill to a 0.534 head kill with decent stats. It also pairs nicely with the bow, dealing 48 damage per headshot, so you can crit someone with the bow and then instantly finish them with the sidearm and then run Adagio into the next guy and kill them basically instantly. which is very nice. The best sidearm, and also probably hardest to actually obtain, is the Sundona S16 from Gunsmith, and I believe it still drops from Lost Sectors, although I haven't looked in a while. It can get under pressure in Golden Tricorn or Headseeker. Headseeker makes it go from a 6 head 1 body 0.7 time to kill to a 5 head 2 body 0.73 at tier 7 Razor or above, and a 5 head 1 body 0.53 at tier 6 Razor or above, which is quite good for freeze. You can also have Golden Tricorn for a 0.53 5 head 1 body or resell after a kill, if you prefer kill chaining. However, in Trials, which is again where this is what I'd mainly be focusing on, I'd argue Headseeker is a better option. In the energy slot, you basically just want to use Heliocentric or Anonymous Autumn. Heliocentric, you want to use Heal Club and Kill Club, and with Anonymous Autumn you want to use Lone Wolf or Zen Moment to Kill Club. Heliocentric is better for the slight healing as both have similar range and due to be in the same frame will both have a 4 head 0.5 time to kill. The Last Dance or the Vision are also good options as they have the same frame as Sununa, and that's basically it in the energy slot. There isn't really as many options. Scout Rifles are another available option and compare well with Sidearms. These though are very map dependent as you have to be able to sit back far enough to actually outrange the 120s and 340s. However, Fang of the Utes and Hung Shuri are specific mentions here. As with Precision Instrument on Fang of the Utes, it will get a 4 head kill at a 0.7 time to kill, giving it neutral power comparable with Bygones and 340s. But considering it's a 260 RPM scale, it can actually be used further up than something like a 150 Scout Rifle where you basically have to be set at the back of the map due to the lack of aim assistance. Hung Shuri then comes with box breathing, which allows it to get a free headshot kill at a 0.67 time to kill from the back of the map, which comes with the caveat of having to sit ADS on a lane for 1 second, so therefore it isn't actually usable at all close up, and you'll probably want to knock ahead so you can have your radar up in case someone decides it would be a good idea to flank with a fusion. So unless you're someone who generally plays pretty passively or runs a sidearm in your back pocket, I would definitely not recommend using Hung Shuri at all. For my last suggestion here, I would like to bring forward the 450 and 324 RPM pulse rifles. Firstly, Chattering Bone and Stay Frosty are the good 450s. Chattering Bone gets Headseeker and Kill Clip, which I originally believed wasn't very good, however it is quite good now. At default, the 450s get a 0.87 time to kill from a 7 head 1 body, matching Hankin in time to kill, but requiring 3 bursts. The main problem with this archetype is the lack of damage and difficulty in getting that 3 burst kill. So, Kill Clip fixes the damage problem by making it a 6 headshot 0.53 time to kill, and Headseeker then helps with the difficulty, making it a 5 head 1 body, therefore requiring you to not always hit 4 heads in order to counter Bygones. If you for some reason have the aim of an absolute god and or don't like Headseeker, then you also have the option to use Harmony, making it slightly easier to get a kill after getting a kill with a secondary weapon, which can be nice sometimes. Otherwise, I would say to just use Elemental Capacitor and Chattering Bone. So long as you aren't running a Solar Super, you'll gain some very good benefits out of it that I do believe are probably better than Harmony. Say Frosty is also being brought back in the Dawning, and considering it shouldn't be long until it comes back, alongside literally being in the database, I'll just cover its newest version, which is better than Chattering Bone in my opinion in all but stats. Having Kill Clip in the 4th column, it can now use Lone Wolf for more aim assist, Moving Target for better strafe speed and aim assist, Killing Wind for tons of range on top of Kill Clip, which should be really good, and Encore for again the range benefits but with stability added on top instead of movement speed and handling. So you've essentially just got to take your pick to match your playstyle with this thing. Personally, though, I would say to go for Lone Wolf or Killing Wind. The final suggestion will be the 324 pulse rifles, otherwise known as the heavy bursts. Unfortunately, the only good one is Aisha's Care, the Strand one from Trials. However, Zen Moment or Slice, which is an incredibly useful part because it'll stop Bygones from 2-bursting alongside the 340s I believe, but not the 120s, making it actually a viable option compared to Zen Moment, especially on Hunter or Titan where you'll be using a class ability very often. These are able to be used alongside Desperado, which makes it a 5-head 1-body, 0.62 time to kill, Kill Clip, which makes it a 4-head 1-body, 0.73 time to kill, and Golden Tricorn, which makes it a 5-head 0.73 time to kill without needing a reload, and can be further buffed with an ability kill to a 4-head 0.43 time to kill. And then you have Headseeker, which makes it a 4-head 2-body kill, making it a lot easier to use. Making it so you have quite a few good options for you to pick from. The time to kill on the heavy burst pulse rifles is going to be much slower than the Bygones or 340s. You do have much more range before drop off while still being quite usable in the close quarters, making the heavy burst pulses actually quite good right now, with the main disadvantage being that there's no good energy options outside of Graviton Lance. So yeah, I hope you find at least 1 or 2 of the weapons I mentioned here useful because I despise this absolutely awful meta and hope everyone using Bygones suffers. If this does well, I might do a follow-up about abilities and specials, but I think this is the main of it. If you enjoyed, like, comment, sub, the usual stuff, and adios.